Welcome to Unit 4, Advanced XML. In this unit, you will learn how to turn your XML into a web page. You will also learn how to change the color of the text and background. At the end, there will be a short quiz to test what you've learned. Follow my instructions as you learn. First, choose your favourite poem. It can be a poem you learned in school or one you wrote yourself. Open Notepad and enter your declaration. You should remember this from Unit 3. It is also displayed at the top of this slide. Enter poem for the poem opening tag. This lets people know that it is a poem. Enter verse for the opening tag of your first verse. If you would like to have numbers for your verse, use the number tag. For every line of the poem, you need an opening and closing line tag. You can see this on the slide. The lines of the poem go in between the opening and closing line tags. When you reach the end of your verse, use the closing verse tag to close that verse. This means that the verse is finished. Start your second verse using the opening verse tag. If you would like to add the verse number, use the number opening and closing tags. You can see this on the slide. Enter some more lines, the same as you did for your first verse. At the end of your second verse, close the verse with the closing verse tag. Continue adding verses in this way until you have reached the end of your poem. When you reach the end of the poem, don't forget to add the closing tag for the poem. You can see this on the slide. Save your file wherever you like keeping your files. For example, in My Documents. You could save your poem as myfavoritepoem.xml. You can see this on the screen. You can leave the file open for the next part. Now you're going to add some colour to your web page. You can use CSS to do this. What is CSS? CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. CSS is a style sheet language. This means that you can use it to add nice features or style to your XML web page. CSS tells the XML how to behave. It tells it what colour, size and type of font to use. It can also add borders to your page and change the background to different colours. To create your CSS file, open a new file in Notebook. Copy over the code you can see on the screen. This part of the CSS code is about the heading of your poem. Where you see the owl and the pussycat, you can replace it with the name of your own poem. Make sure that you don't delete the inverted commas. This part of the CSS code is about the main text of the poem. The next bit describes what your verses look like. This describes what your numbers look like. And this bit describes what your lines look like. These are the codes for Css Colors. Pick which colors you like. In your CSS file, change the colors for the different parts of your web page. For example, to change the background color, you would choose the color you like from the list of CSS colors on the right of this slide, and change the highlighted area of the CSS code to the code belonging to your favorite color. When you're finished choosing your colors, save the CSS file as poemstyle.css. Save it in the same location as your poem XML file. Return to your poem XML file and add the line that you see on the top of the page to the top of your XML file. This is the CSS declaration. This tells your XML file where to find the CSS file. Save and close both your files. Double-click on your poem XML file to open it in Internet Explorer. Congratulations on creating your first web page.